Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back to the channel. We are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. Now, before we hop in today's really exciting Mox Gruul aggro deck, I want to let you guys know we've been growing at a really fast rate the last couple days. We've had some really good videos that have been put out. A lot of you have had some really great feedback. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for hopping up to the channel, for hitting that like button, for subscribing to the channel, for leaving comments. All of the things that you guys are doing are helping grow the channel at the rate that it's growing. So thank you so much. So with that being said, just keep doing that, and we'll be where we want to be soon. And I can't thank everyone enough. It's just been an amazing ride so far. So let's hop into this deck. It's Mox Gruul. And real quick, actually, before we do that, I want you to notice that up here, right above here, where it says Power Dragon. So that is one of our good friends. He's a YouTube content creator. He's a Twitch streamer. He makes amazing gaming content. He does a lot of Magic, mostly Magic, but he's had his hand in a lot of things. He's worked in a lot of parts of the gaming industry. He's just a wealth of knowledge. And on top of that, he loves Gruul. So I figured, since he hasn't really dipped his toe into the historic pool yet, I figure why not make a Gruul deck, let him see it, give him a shout out at the same time, just because of how awesome his channel is, but kind of also challenge him to build a Gruul deck in historic that may or may not be similar to this build, but give him something to work towards challenge wise, and see what he can come up with, because his deck is probably going to be a lot better, or his play style is going to be a lot better since he's more familiar with Gruul. But anyway, go check out Power Dragon's channel. It's amazing. So with that being said, let's look at this deck. So Mox Amber. Moxes are powerful in the sense that they typically always cost 0 mana and they tap for mana, which is really super powerful in Magic, being able to have free mana. So, but we have to have a legendary or a planeswalker in play for this to actually tap to add mana. So we have to play a lot of legendaries. So let's take a look at all of the legendaries that we're playing. We're actually playing 14 legendaries. So we do have a couple of 1-drops. Rhys the Redeemed. We don't really need to use his abilities at all. He's really just in the deck as a 1-mana legendary drop. This card is not something that can be opened. It's not something in any of the anthologies. This is something you have to craft. It was offered at one part as a brawl reward, so you do have to craft it to get this. Syr Faren, anytime he attacks, we're going to give that another attacking creature +X equal to his power. He's a 2-drop legendary. He's really good. So if we can power him up with something like Domri's Ambush that we'll cover later on, we can just make our creatures really hard to deal with. Gallia the Endless Dance, she's really good. She has haste. She's a 2-drop. She gives satyrs +1/+1. We don't have satyrs. We're not really worried about it. But whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, we get to discard a card at random. And if we do discard a card, we get to draw 2. So that's really powerful. Captain Lannery Storm, they're really good because they're going to add treasure whenever they attack. They have haste. 3 mana is a little costly for this deck to be just a 2/2, but those treasures that they make, anytime we sack a treasure, Captain Lannery Storm's going to get +1/+0, so going to power up a little bit, so deal more damage. And then Questing Beast. We have 84 lines of text. Everybody knows what Questing Beast does. Not really going to hop into that. All right, so let's look at our non-legendary options. Oh, we do have one planeswalker that we'll cover as well. Domri. Going to make our creatures +1/+0. The plus ability gonna add red or green, and then whatever creatures we cast that turn can't be countered. So that's really good if we're playing against a control deck. But then for -2, we get to fight. So that's really why we're looking at this. But for non-legendary options, we have Pelt Collector, really good green card, Gruul card, whatever you want to play this in. Pelt Collector gets bigger as you play bigger creatures, and gets bigger as bigger creatures die. Once it's a 4/4, once it has 3 counters on it, it's going to get trample. So this card can get pretty big pretty quickly, depending on your deck. Burning-Tree Emissary. This was offered in a anthologies pack, I believe number 2. I think that's still available. And whenever you cast Burning-Tree for 2 mana, not only is it a 2/2, but it's also going to add 2 mana to your mana pool. So you can play a couple of these on turn 2 and then play Gallia, or play a couple of these on turn 2 and then Domri's ambush them and kill their creature that they've played, or the stomp side of Bonecrusher Giant. So it's going to be really, really powerful. And of course, Bonecrusher Giant's powerful in itself. One of the most powerful cards in red and in standard right now. And last but not least, we have Embercleave. So Embercleave, everybody knows what this is. Not really going to cover it. It's probably the most busted card in standard that is red right now, other than Fires of Invention. So yeah, why not play 4 copies of this? We want to have the best cards available. So Questing Beast, Embercleave, really good. We rounded out with 22 land, and again, 4 Stomping Grounds, and then 4 check lands in the form of Rootbound Crags. Do have to remember that these are in Historic. So yeah, so with that being said, just want to remind everybody once again to stay tuned through the whole video, watch all the games. I assume they're probably going to be pretty quick, maybe just 4 or 5 minutes each, you know, or quicker, who knows. But stay tuned. We do a wrap up at the end where we cover what we liked about the deck, what we didn't like, and any changes we might make. So, all right, let's get right into the gameplay, and we will see you guys soon. All right, so what will this deck do? How will it perform? Will we be able to power out some pretty beastly early turns? Bread Bowl. We don't have a way to really cast anything. I do like the Mox in our hand, but it doesn't really do anything. This is a little bit better, but it's still really awkward. The good thing about Mox is it actually allows for Merfolk. So it allows for Embercleave to be powered out a little bit quicker. We are not blocking. Yeah, so Questing Beast into a 7/7 next turn is 7/7 double striker is going to be really good. And I mean, in all honesty, he might take it. If he doesn't block Questing Beast, the game is over. Good game. And that's just how you do that. Wow, that was a quick game. Oh man, that is ridiculous. Yeah, we are pretty surprised at that. That was a fast win. So remember, be hydrating, everybody. Be hydrating. We are definitely going to keep this. So we can Rhys the Redeemed into double Pel Collector into Gallia. Potentially. Cards like this are nutty. People forget about that they offered them, you know, as rewards or craftable items for Brawl, but they are historic legal. So we do hit for 7 next turn. That is worth noting. Embercleave is, God, it's really good here, is it? I feel lucky. Don't discard Embercleave. Oh, it did it. So that's fine. This ambush is pretty good. This Bonecrusher Giant's pretty good. We do have to dodge like a Wrath or a Deafening Clarion here. He does have red mana. He does have a Plains in his hand, so he does have the potential. Okay. All right, so we are going to and I think we are going to I think that had to happen. So he's at 4. He has to have a Wrath effect, but he doesn't, so good game. Whew. 2 really. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was really tempting to run out that Embercleave there instead of the Gallia, but I mean Gallia grows our guys. It's almost the same, but I think it's better to risk discarding the land or the Embercleave instead of the land, because there was a shot potential that we wouldn't have. All right, so not the best hand. We are going to keep this. As much as I don't want to put back a land, I think we have to. Gallia was pretty good. Yeah, we're just going to go and play that now. We don't typically play that, but we're just going to go ahead. If he thought erases us, it might push him to take the Questing Beast now, because it's something we could potentially cast. But if we draw a land, we can cast Embercleave. So I think either way we're in okay shape. But against the Dimir deck, we are not doing too good. But we're gonna pay life. We're gonna see if we can draw a counter spell out or removal. We're not going to. I did not expect Disfigure. I did not expect that. I did expect that. That's unfortunate. So if we could have just off the top again, that would have been really amazing. All right, so he's digging. Definitely digging for removal. And that's that. So again, we did get stuck with a Mox in our hand, but he couldn't draw anything. All right. Are you guys as happy as Anakin's dad? Uh-oh. Controversy. All right, so we almost have a turn 1 play. This is a weird hand. Can we draw a forest? We're gonna try this. You know, it's part of playing a new deck is. Oh, that was like the perfect freaking draw. Well, a forest would have been a little bit of a better draw. But that's a cool island. What island is that? I mean, it's unfortunate that your guy has to die, though. All right, let's try this again. Target a creature I control. All right, so you're only getting one off of that. So, if he wants to counter this guy, you are more than happy to. More than welcome. Yeah. Block whichever one you want. All right. So I'm really surprised that he valued that over having a creature in play and potentially enchanting it or doing anything else. So we're not gonna play the questing beast yet. We're trying to draw out counter spells. Or more merfolk tricksters. So that's really good. I feel like picking off an octopus there. I mean, we're gonna give this a shot. He probably has a... So I think he has a settle here. Okay. So I really... So that was actually a pretty decent draw. So we don't have to worry about settle the wreckage.
It's only a matter of time.
That turn. I still think he has a settle. I still think he's playing settle the wreckage. So we're playing around settle the wreckage. So I'm pretty good here with Ember Cleaving. I know it kills our guy, but we do have an Embercleave in play. I just don't want to get... I don't want to get settled. So if he Sharknadoes again, okay. We're just going to go and do this now. With the trigger on the stack. This is going to die regardless. So he'll block Gallia. And again, remember, we are playing super conservatively this game because we are trying to play around a Settle the Wreckage, but now we know we don't have to play around Settle the Wreckage anymore. We just have to worry about this card. He has to exile to make his life total 10. And he has to have 6 mana for that. So with him needing 6 mana for that, he's not going to be able to, so... Yeah, so we would have won that game a lot faster had we not played around Settle the Wreckage, but that's why we played more conservatively. Just want you guys to understand why we took that lineup. I just thought it was I just thought it was very odd seeing a blue flash deck playing white. And obviously we saw the Angel, and that might have been the only reason he was playing white, but having to remember some of the cards that are in and out of this format again, it's just kind of a challenge. We're gonna try this. This is not an ideal hand. I don't think we're on a mono red deck, but if he has a turn 1 play here, which he does, we actually get him pretty good. So. And then we can... So him not like having an Ajani's Pridemate there is really important. So what's also really important is killing this, because that also powers up Ajani's Pridemate. But we really just need to draw another forest. That did slow him down significantly, being able to deal with 2 of his early plays, as well as putting in a threat and growing our threat. That's unfortunate. And he's... Just the fact that he still has that. Does he want to trade? You want to trade? So we're not going to play anything. We're just going to make him think he's going to start getting us good. And he might. He still might have another Soul Warden in his hand, or another form of life gain. So he can gain life here. Make a Pridemate a 4/4, but scrying might be more useful, but he decided to go with the life gain plan. So we still don't have... He could have opted to block there. So if he attacks with a Pridemate as a 4/4, we will block, and we will make him sack his All-Seed. If he attacks with the All-Seed, we will block. I feel like either way, if he makes an attack... Oh my god, why? Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to attack with that. Well, I mean, I know what we're blocking. Yep, now we are on chump block mode. I mean, this game's closer than it looks. I mean, we really need to get a creature off the board. That was a good draw. Is there any world where we win? Is there any world where we win here? Math is for blockers, right? So there's a world where Heliod is not a creature. Four. So that's what we're really banking on. A world where Heliod is not a creature. And that is where we have to kill Linden off. So we do have to chump. And we lost connection in the middle of the game. That's weird. That it just popped up the error with no... I mean, the game could be over. We have no idea what's happening right now. Oh, we won. We came back in. We won. Well, all right. Awesome. Well, I guess he conceded. That was really, really weird. We just lost connection in the middle of the game. Typically when that happens, you're just waiting for something to pop. You're like waiting for the turn to come or to pass or something to happen, and then it'll just and then you have to just figure out that you've lost connection. But for it just to pop up like that right after an action took place, that was really weird. So weird. So weird. I'm still trying to process that disconnect. Teacher. Pretty sure we played somebody named Teacher before. Pretty sure it was in the historic format as well. I don't really want to keep this hand. This is better. So as crazy as it sounds, I think we have to discard Syr Faren here. Just to figure out what kind of Field of the Dead deck they're playing. Probably has Golos in it, right? Oh, okay. Sometimes you play a creature on turn 2 and they concede. Oh yeah. So I guess he just figured we were gonna outpace him. We're just gonna race him and deal him 20 damage before we actually do anything. Maybe he didn't have any green mana, was just kind of hoping to draw into it and not play against the deck that was as fast as ours. Ooh, Sporkmaster 5000. We're going first. We're going to keep this hand. Belt Collector, Belt Collector. Belt Collector into Burning-Tree Domri's Ambush. Obviously, depending on what he does. Oh. I mean, we'll just do this instead. I wish we could just cast this as a +1/+1 counter. That'd be pretty ideal. Search for Ensconce. No land. So we really need to hope he doesn't have Cry the Carnarium. You could also have Ritual of Soot here. Okay. Land. Let's get in there. Captain Lannery Storm. Badoom. Awesome. I've never been as happy as right now to cast Captain Lannery Storm in a game ever. So, sweet. All right, everybody, it is time for the wrap up. And boy, was I right in regards to some of those games being quick. We had some games that were fully played that were like 2 minutes long. So we did get a few extra games in, and we went 7-0. We only had one like really decently long game, which was like 8 or 9 minutes. Other than that, though, all the games were like super fast. So yeah, but we went 7-0. This deck is stupid powerful, and I'm super glad that we built it. And so do want to remind everybody though that that one game where I was playing against the blue-white flash deck, again, we could have won that game a lot faster, but we were playing against Settle the Wreckage, which would have potentially, if they had it, exiled all of our attackers and left us defenseless. So that's why we were attacking the way we did. I feel like it was the safer play. We just don't want to get blown out by a card like that. So what changes would we make? So really the only thing that I wasn't really too pleased with, and I know that's how we won the last game that we played, was probably Captain Lannery Storm. So with Captain Lannery Storm being a 3-mana 3-drop, it's kind of underwhelming. It does have haste, so that is the benefit of that. The reason it's decent in this deck is because we can drop this in conjunction with Gallia, then her ability is probably going to trigger to where we draw. So there's a decent chance there. But what could we potentially change that out with? And I think these are our two options. Anax, everybody really is pretty familiar with Anax. It's if you're playing aggro red in standard right now, you know what this card is. If you don't, Anax, the power is equal to your devotion to red. We do play a lot of red in our deck, so the power could probably be pretty big for 3 mana. It is legendary. But on top of that is whenever Anax or another non-token creature we control dies, we're going to get a +1/+1 satyr into play. And if the creature had power 4 or greater, we're going to create 2. So not only does this kind of replace itself, maybe twice over, or other creatures twice over, it does create satyrs, which kind of integrate with Gallia. So that's probably, I would say 99% we would switch to 2 of these instead of Captain Lannery Storm. Other than that, maybe just more for the memes, Krenko. So Krenko can power out some goblins. Whenever it attacks, it's going to get a +1/+1 counter, and then we're going to create a number of 1/1 goblins equal to Krenko's power. So this is just going to really give us a weird kind of go wide strategy if we decide to play 2 of these. Or, you could just have a turn where you have Krenko out, and then the following turn you cast Domri's Ambush, put the counter on this, attack in, make 3 goblins that turn. Could be good, but you know, more bang for the buck. You're probably going to play Anax over the Captain Lannery Storm, and I really feel like that's the best way to go. But yeah, other than that, this deck is super powerful. I hope you guys like the gameplay as much as we like just destroying our opponents. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, so I would like to, just as always, remind you guys, please keep coming back. I'm having a ton of fun talking to some of you guys on and offline. Some of you guys make great suggestions. I love the feedback. I like hearing how I should have made, you know, one play over another. Any kind of feedback that you provide is awesome. It helps me, you know, get a little bit better. Helps me see things from a different perspective, just like I hope you, some of you are seeing things from a different perspective based on how I'm playing. So, but yeah, so just please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the videos. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon, leave a comment below. Anything you could do. So with that being said, guys, remember, if you're in the States, tomorrow's a holiday, so enjoy your long weekend if you happen to be off. But until then, you guys keep staying safe, and we'll see you guys next time.